Vale. So my presentation today will be about, I moved from New York City, where I've been working and living for 16 years in 2021 to Jamaica, West Indies, University of the West Indies. And I'm gonna talk about a proposal for a new double degree MPhil PhD and a PhD program that we're presenting, that we're working on. So it has 2 arms, 2 degrees. One is in ethnobotany and ethnobiology, and the other degree in pharmacognosy. The last part is because my colleagues with whom I'm working there, the Natural Products Institute, were already engaged in this research. So the objective here is to formalize what was already going on and have it named as a degree. So an MPhil PhD in pharmacognosy, but also to add, you know, ethnobotany and ethnobiology as a new direction of study. Because the marine ecosystems research is quite well represented at the university, but research into terrestrial ecosystems is lacking. So we hope to strengthen and fill a gap there. In doing so, and that's another gap, the connection between our students and the communities to build bridges. So students are not just gaining theoretical knowledge, but very much, you know, go out in the field and interact with communities and understand and learn their wisdom. So that's where the activism comes in, and all the lessons we can learn from sisters like you, but also to offer tools to counter plan blindness at university, right? And not only plan blindness, but blindness towards these understanding and valuing these traditional knowledge systems. My colleagues at the Natural Products Institute are also very much interested in developing an equitable nutraceutical industry in Jamaica. And of course, from an ethnobotanical and ethnobiological point of view, to mitigate negative impacts on biodiversity, to help, you know, promote and celebrate traditional knowledge systems. So the overall aim is to center and anchor research into biocultural diversity in the Caribbean. And even that term, when I speak about that, right? When I speak about biodiversity, everybody's saying yes, yes, yes. But when I say biocultural diversity, I'm embedded in the Faculty of Science and Technology, Life Sciences, and it's not only there. It's, I think, in many departments around the world. I'm always saying biocultural diversity, and I get a blank stare back. So we have some work cut out ahead of us. So the Caribbean is pretty well known as a vacationing spot, but the Caribbean region is not sun, fun, and beach, or is not only fun, sun, and beach. It's a biodiversity hotspot. And here I'm showing you the number of plant taxa in different islands in the Greater Antilles. What you see in the blue line is the size of the island. So the species richness is very much related to that. But look at the yellow circles. That is the percentage of plant endemism. 1 in 2 plant species in Cuba can only be found in Cuba and nowhere else in the world. In Jamaica, that is 1 in 3. And, you know, if we look at the Amerindian word for Jamaica, Jaimaka is land of wood and water. So we have a 55% forage cover, according to the data. I'm very pleased to hear it was 60% in Puerto Rico. So there is a lot to value, to celebrate. And of course, us ethnobotanists and ethnobiologists, we know that it's not just the biodiversity, but the people, the plants, the environment, the culture, the concept again of biocultural diversity, and how that is so essential for human survival and well-being. So having this program at the university to bring this to our students is so very much important. So here's some research expertise, scientific expertise that's already there at the Natural Products Institute. So it's very interdisciplinary. And this is something that is definitely a strength of our program. So here are some examples of our work, from basic to applied research, education and field work, conservation, species case studies, but outreach also towards our student population in science days, make them excited about plants and people and culture, and our outreach to communities and healthcare providers. So here's the model that, you know, that I hope to work with as my part of the ethnobotany and ethnobiology arm, you know, really seeking that allyship with local communities. And that comes with changing our academic language. I think we're very comfortable with our scientific jargon. And if we move out of that comfort and really be rooted in real life, we have to change. That also comes with a critical reflection on terminology that we use, by which we inadvertently or unintentionally may perpetuate stereotypes about Caribbean biodiversity and Caribbean traditional knowledge system. When we're talking about a settlement vegetation, we're not celebrating that the Caribbean region is a biodiversity hotspot. When we're talking about creolization, where is the innovation component in that? So us as ethnobotanists, I think really words matter. I've had you know, discussions with a lot of colleagues about that, but I also love poetry. So changing our language, I think that is essential. Of course, decolonizing our research agendas, that we talk about, you know, community engaged research and co-creation of knowledge, not this top-down approach of us valuing and validating and putting our stamp of approval on it, right? That comes with shifting policy. And I'm not a policy expert, so I'm looking at a policy expert there. You know, the predominant paradigm in the Caribbean region is that of economic sustainability, right? Development, technology. But how can we, in our research and education, help shift towards a paradigm that embraces socio-ecological resilience? Transforming our education, we are by nature very interdisciplinary. So how can we reward that interdisciplinarity so that our scholars and our students feel very much that they're valued, right? So this is my former last slide, so I'm almost getting there. And by doing that, we use a systems approach. So we stop fragmenting local and traditional knowledge systems. We engage citizens, and hopefully we can accelerate social justice where we stop erasing cultural knowledge systems. So opportunities for our students that hopefully our double degree program will offer is to offer them to do this type of research in Jamaica, so they don't have to leave the island to find opportunities at Columbia University or the City University of New York. That we also strengthen and collaborate, and that's where the sisterhood and the brotherhood comes in across the Caribbean regions, across language barriers. And finally, and I'm looking at the diaspora here, that we welcome diaspora students back to the islands and be part of that experience. So that being said, if you want to collaborate either as a research mentor, as a student who wants to enroll in this program, in any other form, curricular materials, activism, hit me up.